Hey guys, what is up? It is me, Pagey here, once again with another video on The Flash Season 4. So they released another trailer for the mid-season premiere, otherwise known as Episode 10 for this season. A bit of an extended one, shows a bit more, might I say. So yeah, let's watch that trailer right now.
My name is Barry Allen, and I'm an innocent man. I'm being framed for something that I didn't do.
He stood among us, a wolf in sheep's clothing.
You're gonna plant evidence?
This is the right thing to do, Ralph. Just open the door, I'll do the rest.
If I testify, I have to lie. I commit perjury. I become exactly who they think I am.
Then don't lie. Tell everyone you're the Flash.
If criminals knew my name, they'd know my weakness. Everyone that has stood by us the last 4 years would have a target on their back.
I was just curious to imagine what he does with his time. It's almost like he has this secret life.
This is exactly what DeVoe wanted.
Or a larger plan.
Why are you so hell-bent on destroying our lives?
I am doing what I have to do for my husband, Mrs. West Allen. The question is, what are you willing to do for yours?
Your Honor, there's something you need to know that will alter the outcome of this case.
No idea what you think you're doing.
What my husband won't.
The Flash returns with an all-new episode this Tuesday at 8/7 Central on the CW.
So just quickly before we jump into the rest of the video, as you would know, tomorrow, around this time from probably when I'm uploading this video, exactly 24 hours from now, I will be hosting the big 4-channel crossover between myself, DJ Eric, Boba Talks, and the DC TV shows. So that stream should go for about an hour and a half. The times are up on the screen now for when that is, like, in comparison to, like, local times around the world. So if your time for where you are isn't there, just, like, Google search and try and convert to whenever the stream will start. From when I'm uploading this video, it should be 24 hours from when this video goes up, so that's a good reference to use. But yeah, hopefully a lot of you can get there. If you can't make it, the stream, will be still uploaded to my channel, so you can watch it after the fact if you can't make the stream. But yeah, let's continue on to the rest of the video. So the first thing is Synopsis. We will quickly go over the synopsis for the video, or the episode, might I say, if you haven't seen it before. But of course, be sure to let me know in the comments section down below what piques your interest from this trailer, what catches your eye, what do you think is going to happen, and also what do you think of the different things I do bring up in this trailer breakdown. And of course, if you're going to enjoy the video, it'd be very much appreciated if you could drop a like on the video to show your support, and of course, subscribing to the channel if you're new. As Barry's trial for the murder of Clifford DeVoe begins, Iris and Joe must decide how far they are willing to go to keep Barry out of prison. So really, this trailer, as you would obviously think, does contain a lot of the previous stuff and promos we have gotten around this episode, obviously that being the mid-season premiere. However, there are quite a few new things that do have many people talking. One in particular, though, that I'm not seeing anyone talk about, or at least having it as their main pickup from the trailer, which I'm surprised by, might I say. As for me at least, I was sort of like, whoa, when I saw it in the trailer, and I found it really cool. But we will get to what that was in a second, later on in the trailer breakdown. But firstly, we will just point out the little parts in the trailer that were new before we jump into all the big new stuff from the trailer. The first cool thing to point out from the trailer centers around a scene we have already seen in the previous trailers, with Joe and Ralph about to enter Clifford DeVoe's house by the looks of it and plant evidence. For those wondering, yes, I am still locked in on the theory that Joe is going to plant evidence that points to the Flash being the one that killed DeVoe, not Barry. So yes, I still believe that Joe may have pieces, or a piece, might I say, of the Flash's suit in that little bag that he has because it looks red. Anyway, we see Ralph turn his finger into a key in order to get into DeVoe's house. I did see a few people thinking this is what would actually go down, so congratulations to those that picked that out, a week ago, or if not more, from that other trailer where we did first see Ralph and Joe about to enter the house. Ralph is definitely one handy person to have around in those circumstances, isn't he? We do hear Barry go on about the fact that if he does lie on the stand, deny certain things that are true, then he is committing perjury, which is essentially lying while under oath, which you do before you take the stand in a courtroom. You are charged if you commit perjury, but it does depend on the circumstances around what you're denying and lying about. That does decide the penalty. So in this case, seeing that this is a murder trial and Barry is the defendant, then yeah, the penalty would be pretty harsh if he got found out for lying. So this whole thing brings up the scene we have seen in the various trailers around Cecile telling Barry not to lie, to actually tell the truth. Tell everyone that he is actually the Flash. It would be surprising if this were to happen, as I don't know how they would be able to resolve this unless they came up with a mass Men in Black memory wiping device. So yeah, this probably won't happen. As I have said previously, I think Barry is going to pin it on the Flash as a last resort, and that's what Ralph and Joe are doing, planting evidence. It just makes sense to me. We do see Captain Singh holding a press conference in the Central City Police Department with quite the media turnout. This would be a pretty difficult time for the CCPD and almost put like a lot of mistrust and not having faith on them from the general public, especially if the media goes a bit over the top with it, possibly like all their coverage of this case. It would also be pretty hard for Captain Singh, like a pretty hard time for him, as he is probably going over all of this inside of his own head, wondering whether Barry would actually be capable of doing this. And I don't think he would be able to come to that conclusion. He will most likely defend Barry in court, as we do see Captain Singh on the stand in the trailer as well at some point. Now, you know, he might like say, yeah, Barry, there was certain like, you know, things put up against Barry from the DeVoe family, but he deep down doesn't believe Barry would do it. And coming from the chief of police, or Captain Singh might I say, the judge might take that into consideration. At one point, you do see Dominic looking at a biometric scan, obviously of his body. Now, Dominic in the comics is otherwise known as Brainstorm. Cisco calls him that in the mid-season finale, like they quickly do drop that. In the comics, he does have the ability of mind control, and in the mid-season finale, he really only had the ability of telepathy, which is obviously reading people's minds. So it's like, you know, halfway there to mind control. But I think what we are going to see in this episode is that due to DeVoe actually taking over Dominic, he might be able to like tap deeper into Dominic's abilities and bring forth the power of mind control. We do see in the trailer a like heat signature looking map, I don't know what else you would call it, of sorts, which wouldn't surprise me at all, is reading a sort of like a mind control field of sorts from, well, Dominic controlled by DeVoe. This is followed by a shot of many people passed out on the floor in the streets, which, as I said in the previous trailer, wouldn't surprise me if it is due to mind control from DeVoe. You also do see a set of legs walking in like a weird fashion, almost like a zombie-like, towards some cops with their guns drawn. Once again, wouldn't surprise me at all if this was a member of the public that had been mind-controlled by DeVoe. So this is a pretty overpowered ability that DeVoe now has on his hands if this is the case, and well, it's going to be a pretty difficult one for Team Flash and Barry to deal with. Once again, this is where possibly the cerebral inhibitor could come in, but they haven't really tapped into that yet this season, but due to this like newfound ability, they might come back to the cerebral inhibitor sooner rather than later in this season. Killer Frost and Vibe do make a quick appearance in this trailer. I do actually remember seeing set photos of them filming this episode, so that's pretty neat, and this scene in particular. But yeah, I'm not 100% certain on what they are doing here. It does look like they are teaming up with Barry and possibly helping in the takedown of some people that could be mind controlled, or possibly we could be meeting another bus metahuman in this episode, and that's who they are dealing with. But this episode does look like it has enough going on in it that chucking a bus metahuman into it as well would just be a bit of overkill. That's just my opinion at least. I don't think it needs a bus metahuman in this episode. We have the court stuff going on. We've got, you know, Vibe, Killer Frost, Flash stuff teaming up. Then we've got DeVoe and Marlize on the side and their plan. Then we've got Joe and Ralph planting evidence and stuff. There's a lot going on in this episode. I don't think we need a bus metahuman. Killer Frost and Vibe could also be possibly playing into the plan of taking down the Flash and making him look like he was the murderer, but from like the few quick shots we do see, it is pretty hard to even take a good guess of it all and what's actually going on here. And then finally, the point that a lot of people were talking about, we have Iris West, or is it Iris West Allen, might I say? Just Iris, much easier. We see Iris talking to Marlize DeVoe, aka the mechanic, who says the whole reason that she is so set on messing Barry's life up is due to the fact that she is doing what she has to do for her husband. And she suggests that Iris should do the exact same for hers in the form of Barry. And this is then when we have Iris marching into the courtroom, bursting into the courtroom, and being prepared to say what Barry will not. So what is it that she is about to say to the judge? Well, the obvious one that many think will happen is that she is going to confess to the court that Barry is in fact the Flash, which Barry was very hesitant on doing, which makes sense. If villains knew he was the Flash, everyone connected to him immediately gets put into a lot of danger. Another option is that Iris might be bringing forth the evidence on the Flash actually being the murderer. That could be playing out on the side in this whole episode out of court while Barry's in there. Iris might be the one communicating between, you know, the courtroom and then Joe and Ralph on the outside. And then she is the one to, like, when they've got all the evidence, they can pin it on the Flash, she finally brings it into the courtroom. And then finally, another option that is connected to something I did bring up earlier, maybe she is bringing in the evidence that Marlize is connected to the murder in order for her to be with Dominic. Joe and Ralph did take those photos when they were camped outside the DeVoe house before obviously they most likely went in to plant evidence. They took photos of Marlize and, Dominic at this stage, sort of, you know, getting a bit close. And then obviously Joe and Ralph went into the DeVoe household with evidence to be planted. So maybe that is what Iris is doing and is about to give a big middle finger to Marlies and Clifford DeVoe, but I guess we'll have to wait and see. I guess there is a couple of options as what Iris is doing. I think these are the best 3 options, but if you have another option as to what maybe Iris is going to come in and say, leave it in the comments, might I say. I'm prepared for the We Are the Flash meme in the comments because I'm pretty sure people are already thinking about that and putting it in the comments. If you want to put it in there, that's fine, but just letting you know, I'm prepared for it, so yeah. But thanks for watching, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. I know I'm a bit late on this, a bit a day late, but I did want to spend my time and not rush the video. Hopefully that's okay. But yeah, if you enjoyed it, it'd be awesome if you could drop a like on the video to show support. Let me know in the comment section down below your different opinions on basically anything I said in this trailer or this video might say about the trailer and just what you're looking forward to from this episode. If you are new to the channel, make sure to subscribe, and as I said, got that stream about 24 hours from now. Hopefully you join in, and I'll catch you guys in the next video, and hopefully that stream as well. I'll catch you later. Goodbye.